Now that you've tried Exit Slip 5 for yourself, we'll just take a few moments to review it together. This exit slip is about transformation of functions, so we spent a lot of time working with Desmos to explore how you can move functions around. So the exit slip asks for what impact does h and k have on a function? And what I did is we'll answer these questions here in words, but I just went ahead and did a couple examples in Desmos. The first one showing here is I just graphed the base graph of y equals x squared. That's a pretty friendly function. And then I inserted the f of x plus h plus k as the transformation. So you can see that sketched in orange. And for this first image, I've only changed up the h value. So in this image showing h is equal to 4. So if you compare the blue and the orange graph, we can say that if the blue graph is the base graph, the orange graph has just been shifted left by 4 units. So h appears to control horizontal motion, and particularly in kind of a backwards way. So all I mean by that is we could say that h moves the graph horizontally, but let's be a little bit more specific if we can. So it's left to right kind of motion, but specifically if h is positive, the graph shifts left. So we just saw a positive h value of 4 shifting the graph left by 4 units. And then if h is negative, the graph will shift right. So it's just important to understand that part too. So knowing which direction, left or right, the graph will shift. Cool, okay. So h is tied to horizontal motion. And that was what this first one looked at. Again, we saw the graph moving left by 4 units. And then in the next image, I've again just shown our base graph of y equals x squared there in blue. This time though, I didn't have an h change, I only let k change. So k now is 2, and you can see that what that did to the base graph is it took the base graph and bumped it up by 2 units. So it appears that if k is positive, it just shifts the graph up, so we can anticipate that if k had been negative, it would have shifted the graph down. So we'll just summarize that and call it good. So the value of k shifts the graph vertically. That would be kind of the basic overview. And then we'll break that down a little bit more like we did with h. So specifically, if k is positive, then the graph shifts up. And then if k is negative, the graph will shift down. Cool. So we could have chosen really any function to explore. Hopefully this seems really comfortable to you, and we'll continue seeing this throughout the class. So that's it for Exit Slip 5.